Greetings, people of the internet. I'm back with yet another video. Um, Today, I'm going to be talking about the recently released Oblivion Remaster, which I did kind of say in my last video how I was going to do a video on it, because I spent $50 on it, and it took about 3.5 days to download. Yeah, no, I fucking really wanted to play the game, and it took freaking forever to download. Anyway, I've had it for about a week now, and I just wanted to kind of give my honest opinions on it. It's pretty much Oblivion, to say the least. Looking back, comparing it to the original game, which while I was downloading, the internet would cut out here and there. So I decided to take liberties into my own hands, and or liberty and take it liberties into my own hands and play the original. So I kind of prepped myself to sort of kind of compare and contrast the original game to the remaster, which I gotta say, the original game, looking back, is not exactly great per se. I wouldn't necessarily call it a bad game, but I will say that because, okay, I uh, have primarily played the Xbox 360 version, so I haven't necessarily been playing the true version of the game. And I had the PC version for a while, but since my PC broke, I kind of haven't really been able to play it on PC in a while. But having the Xbox 360 version plus the two main DLCs, being Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine, gave me a lot of kind of brought me ahead a little bit, and just to kind of see what the remaster would kind of be like, because up until recently I had only played the Knights of the Nine DLC, but I hadn't played Shivering Isles, and so over the course of the 3.5 to 4 days it took to download, I played some of the original and the Shivering Isles DLC, and I did all the free house related quest lines, so like Frostcrab Spire and fucking Battle Cove Castle. I don't fucking remember half of the fucking houses' names. Anyway, my point is that comparing the original game to the remaster, let's just say I like the remaster a lot better. Basically, to say the least, the remaster is better by a margin of like 15. Basically, the original game had its charm, but unless you were to track down a copy of the Xbox 360 or PS3 versions or the original PC version, you weren't really getting much in terms of playability. Unless you played it on Xbox One via backwards compatibility. Fortunately, the PS4 was kind of a bit spotty, so I couldn't necessarily play it, and so I had to dust off the old Xbox 360 and play the original version, which, by the way, I have and a very exclusive double pack version, which comes with just the base game. But I did buy the two DLCs before the Xbox 360 store shut down, and so my copy of Oblivion is only via this double pack, which includes Fallout 3. So my experience with Oblivion has been a bit spotty over the years. Basically, what had happened was I had played Morrowind on the original Xbox, and then I went straight to Skyrim, because around the same time, this would have been like late 2011, early 2012. I was like 5 or 6, so my experience with gaming wasn't necessarily big, but I played Morrowind, which I at least enjoyed as a 6-year-old, so that was pretty decent. But playing Skyrim for the first time, I was like, holy shit. Right? The PC version of Skyrim. Or, no, I actually bought it on Xbox 360. Because this would have been around the same time the Xbox One was going to be releasing. So, it was like between 2011 and 2013. I don't remember specific dates or anything, but I had never actually played Oblivion until I was like 8 or 9. And it wasn't until we had gotten an Xbox 360 much later that I had actually played Oblivion. And I actually owned a copy of Oblivion that had the rated T for teen label, because, as you can see here, Oblivion was re-rated to M for mature. Which I'll go into that on a totally separate occasion. But yeah, no, my experience with Oblivion hasn't exactly been the biggest. Oblivion is probably one of the main Elder Scrolls games that I've played the least, because I've played Morrowind, I played a lot of Skyrim, and a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, which, like I said, I'm not going to really get into. But yeah, no, Oblivion has never really been the game that really stood out to me in a lot of ways. So when I actually played it for the first time, it basically amazed me to the point where I was like, oh my god, how have I been missing this over the past couple of years? And so I really enjoyed Oblivion, right? Oblivion is, at least in recent times, the one game that I've actually been going back to. And like I said, to prepare myself for the remaster, I played the original. Which, the remaster looks fucking amazing. Oh my god. Think of how you would imagine Skyrim looking when it came out. Right? Skyrim, when it came out, beautiful. Imagine that same feeling, but now. And I believe Todd Howard explained it in the best of terms, saying that he wanted to have people have that same experience again, which, Todd Howard's Todd Howard, I guess. So, playing the Oblivion Remaster definitely has immersed myself, has definitely allowed me to immerse myself into the world of Oblivion to where I'm most comfortable. Because as much as I love Oblivion on the Xbox 360, one of my favorite Xbox 360 games, it isn't necessarily the greatest game to go back to, I will say, because the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions were very well known for being dumbed down versions of the game. And personally speaking, if I were to choose a version of Oblivion that wasn't the remaster, I would choose the PC port because it is 10 times better, and I highly recommend you play that version over any other version. Anyway, my point being is that the Oblivion Remaster allowed me to actually enjoy the game again on console because, like I said, playing Oblivion again was a bit spotty, and I had to get used to the controls of Oblivion again. And what I actually did for the remaster was I remapped all of my buttons to the Skyrim controls, because before I had began playing the Oblivion Remaster, I had been actively playing Skyrim again, which I've been doing great with, by the way. Yeah, no, I've been revisiting all the Elder Scrolls games, including Morrowind. Morrowind is one that I've recently revisited on the Xbox 360 as well, because it just so happens that I have an original Xbox copy of that game as well. And but Morrowind, I would say I would expect Bethesda to make a remaster of next, right? Because Morrowind is one of those games where it was impressive for its time, not really great replayability wise. Because it was one of the games where the combat system was finicky. The whole game was it had a lot of issues, and I actually have a friend who has specifically said that he will pay top dollar to get a Morrowind remaster because fucking Morrowind, the original, is just so fucking weird to him. And yeah, no, I love Oblivion. I love the fact that Virtuos took about 4 years, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, it took them about 4 years to pump this out, and they did absolutely amazing. I have been playing it actively for the past week now. Before and after work, I'm always playing it. Hell, after I record this video, I'm going to go back to playing the game. And so basically the way that I see it is that the remaster is just Oblivion, but it looks better, right? It controls better. The UI is also way better. The fact that you can actually zoom in and out of the map as well, which was so fucking finicky in the original game, to where you had to be like, oh, where's Coral? Where's Sheedenhall? Where's Bruma? Where's the fucking Anvil or whatever? And it was really hard to manually drag your cursor all the way over to each of the cities. And now it's a lot better. The combat system has also improved a lot. Uh, all of the little glitches and the exploits and the bad voice acting has also returned. And if I'm not mistaken, you could also make it to where Todd Howard appears in the game as a character, and so that's fun, right? The fact that, if I'm not mistaken, like not long after the game came out, mods were already being made for it, and Bethesda has also expressed their love for the Sky Oblivion team, which, if I'm not mistaken, also shortly after the game came out, they basically told everyone in the Sky Oblivion team, "Hey, you guys are doing great. Here's some free copies of the game." So Bethesda has definitely since Starfield, which has definitely hasn't really been the greatest game of theirs. They've definitely been buckling down, and they're like, Starfield, great and all. Let's give you actual shit. And fucking Elder Scrolls 6 might be releasing either within the next 2 years or sometime even later. There were even rumors about Fallout 3 being remade and fucking New Vegas being remade as well. Come on, dude. I would pay top dollar to get remasters of New Vegas and all of its DLC. I would pay fucking so much money for that. And Fallout 3 I'd also pay a lot of money for because I'm a big Fallout 3 guy. So there's that. And so, in my opinion, the Oblivion Remaster is a game that I highly recommend each and every one of you guys out there play. It is a game that I have. Okay, I don't buy modern games, right? I don't spend top dollar on when a game comes out. I pay $60 or whatever to buy the game when it comes out. This is one of the rare experiences where I buy a modern game, and usually I just wait till the game goes on sale. But no, I actually spent $50 on the Oblivion Remaster, and I'm even thinking about spending the $10 on the fucking horse armor and that extra quest line because I gotta fucking support Bethesda again. I've already been supporting them buying all of these fucking copies of fucking Morrowind and Skyrim and all that shit again. And so all I'm saying is that I have high hopes for the future of Bethesda. I really want Bethesda to make Elder Scrolls 6, and if they do make Elder Scrolls 6, then possibly a fifth Fallout game. And I know that they're actively still working on the second season of the Fallout show, which I was actually going to do a video on, but I never got around the chance to do it. And just like the Oblivion remake, I highly recommend you watch the Fallout series. Oblivion Remaster. That's another thing a lot of people have been throwing around there is that no, it is actually just a remaster. It's not a remake because typically a remake is when you remake the game from scratch. They didn't remake the game from scratch. They used basically almost all of the shit from the original game and they just ported it over. Anyway, that's me rambling on for 14 minutes straight. I hope you all enjoyed this little rant and this little tiny review of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster because it is a genuinely good fucking game. Like I said, for the past week now, I've been immersing myself into the world of Oblivion again, to where I am actually not throwing my damn controller at the screen. Because the amount of times I did that for the original Oblivion was absolutely insane. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.